Over the years, the issues of local government and local government autonomy has become a very crucial issue to handle, especially within Nigeria. How far have we gone with this conversation? Have we been able to address the pressing issue that borders on local government autonomy? Have local government actually gotten an autonomy in the real sense of the word autonomy? Well, this is my way of saying welcome to Signature Morning. Here with me, I am Godwin Sunday, and with me in the studio to discuss this issue on local government autonomy and the way forward is a political analyst who happens to be Shola Afuye, and he'll be helping us to put these conversations in perspective. You're welcome to Signature Morning, Shola.
Thank you very much. It's good to be on your program this morning.
All right, thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Yeah.
All right, so let's delve into it. The issues of around local government autonomy. How far have we gone so far? Have we really, as local government, been automized, if you like to use that word?
Yeah, I actually love your build-up. You mentioned some certain words that are so germane to this discussion, like crucial. It has been so crucial and difficult for local government to strive under the Nigeria context. If we say we borrow this system of government from our colonial masters, we further by trying to learn how democracy works in America, we realize it is not wrong in the first place for us to have a tier of government that includes the local government. You know, local government, we can continue to talk about the importance, the quality of what local government stands for. We can continue to talk about it. The more we are talking about it, we have millions of reasons why it's not functioning in Nigeria. That is where the problem is. Over time, local government has always been a tier of government that every constitution of the Nigerian government has been dealing with from time to time. We have had many series of reforms.
Yeah.
Far back 1960, up to date. And every reform you see in local government administration has not said anything about let's remove this tier of government. But they have been unable to find solution to reason why local government is not functioning the way it is.
What do you mean by that?
Look, local government as an agent of transformation ought to have been well positioned for quality, efficient service delivery. But you're beginning to look at why it's not functioning the way it should be functioning. When you say a particular tier of government is in position to take off burdens from the government at the center, giving them with the responsibility to take care of the people at the local government, at the grassroots, speak to them in the language they will best understand, solve the problem within the locality, take away the burden, and to the extent, if you look into all the reforms about the local government administration has the power to generate revenue, make expenditure, make bylaws. It is the entire whole body of government, the replica of the federal government, through their elected members. But you know, political or governance in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, will not do something in such a way it will work because of selfish interest.
Well, yeah.
Let me land on this thought.
All right, please.
When people are saying autonomy, We are talking about local government autonomy as if it's a strange word. Autonomy has always been there. The way it is created by the law and by looking at the series of reforms up to date, even though to the level of the 1999 constitution that gave birth to this present fourth republic we are operating presently. But what happened immediately this particular under this fourth republic? What happened to the local government? That should have been our question. We should not be talking about autonomy as if it's alien. We should not be talking like autonomy as if we are doing the local government a favor. The autonomy has always been there. But Nigerian politicians are so cruel against the people, against their own people. Because if you say local government, politics is local. That means the same president of the country, the governor of the state, they all belong to a particular place, which is locals.
All right. Shola, let's even talk. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come out to say that going forward, local government will begin to enjoy from the government coffers. So no more giving the government, the state government who's now shared to the local government. Let's talk about the financial aspect of the local government. So do you agree with that the local government are not prudent enough? That was why state government were saddled with that responsibility of sponsoring or giving the local government some form of finance, so that the local government can stay afloat. Is it due to the fact? Let's take it from the historical perspective before we move further.
The question is, how many people, how many governors in this country under different governments has been held responsible for not obeying the law? Law is the constitution of this country is the non-ground. Without the constitution of this country, this country will not be in existence. It's the same law, the same constitution that says for us to manage the financial affair of local government, to supervise, because the same constitution gave a supervisory role over the government, over the local government to the state. And for prudency, for accountability, let the local government money to bring in discipline, financial discipline, let the local government money be paid into the joint account that is referred to as JAC, for onward distribution to the local government. There is still the same joint account allocation account in this country whereby the federal government receive money on behalf of the state unit, and the same money is given to the state. The federal government has never held on to the money of the state government. The same money of the local government is being paid into the same joint account that the state government is supervising. Are you getting me? Why are they not releasing the fund? That means it's a matter of law. But the same constitution in 1999, let me say this, that allow the local government to live, to strive, to be independent when it comes to their expenditure, their revenue, to make bylaw, still go by giving power to the state assembly to enact law on how the local government is regulated in the same 99 constitution. Let me read out for clarity's sake. He said, okay, where is it? He said, in order to give them legitimacy to control revenue accruing to local government, states are required to make laws that regulate the operation of joint allocation account committee. Some states enacted law through their state as assembly. They enact to make law, that means to enact law. You understand? To make deduction.
Which section is that? Sorry.
Section 7, subsection 3 and 2 of 99 Constitution.
As amended.
As amended. Says the same law that empowers the states, order the state to release the money in the same joint account to the local government. The same law gave a power to the state house and assembly to still make another law. Now, you look at this. He said to enact law to give them power to make law on how to make deduction in the same joint account. So some states now went further by making laws empowering the state governor to make some deductions
from the local government.
From the local government account.
All right.
So you now see where the problem is. That the local government that ought to have been enjoying their due allocation from the state, federal government has obeyed their own law by paying the money into the state government joint account to the local government. But the same 99 Constitution empowers the states to play a supervisory role over the local government and empowering the state house of assembly to make law on how they can make deduction from the same account.
So invariably you're saying that there's a lacuna in the Nigerian Constitution, or I don't get
yeah,
it.
I say, you look, when I heard the Supreme Court judgment, it baffles me when people play politics with everything. Going to Supreme Court is like going to reiterate what we already know. The Attorney General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has not done anything good, anything fantastic by going to the Supreme Court. They are just playing to gallery, feeling that let's do this and let us shift the people's focus from the federal government to the states, knowing fully well there's some provisions in the Constitution that has given the state government power to do all what they are doing. Look, I am not quoting this. That is why I feel like, let me read it. Then you will now know. He said, look, the local government, he said that to make deduction from the same joint account at the detriment of the local government. Some states, the local government, after various deduction from the same joint allocation, left with the money for operational costs, payment of staff salary. Some of these deductions include for the payment of primary school teachers' salaries, 1% training deduction given to the local government, service commission, deduction of a lot of shenanigans. Some states even go into the local government to deduct money to pay the royal fathers. Some states make deductions from the local government account to pay the wife of the sitting governor. Some states even make laws to make deduction to pay some political bigwig in the local government. Because the Constitution of the 1999 has empowered the state to make laws to make deduction from the joint account.
All right, so I saw that section in the Constitution. That's why I was asking. Primarily, was it that the local governments were not prudent enough? That was why this section was introduced as a way of managing the local government. But that is to give us an historical angle to the conversation. Now, let's talk about the local governments as it stands right now. They are enjoying full autonomy as enshrined in the Constitution. What I mean by full autonomy right now.
Let me tell you something. Let me use this opportunity to let us correct impression. I have said it and I will continue to say it. What is full autonomy? What is half autonomy? I said the autonomy is already there.
Okay. So
But the question is that, do you have the political will or the moral ground to do the right thing, knowing fully well that we are developing? The world is dynamic. People are coming home at the local government. There is a need to develop. and you feel that this money should not go to the local government for the right thing, why do you have to make use of your House of Assembly to deprive the people of the local government from developing?
All right, Shola. So let me align myself with your thoughts and pull away from the word full autonomy. Local government right now enjoy autonomy, which has already been established by the Constitution. So we are on the same track, on the same page right now. Now, looking at it again, as it stands right now, the local government, how far have they gone with the various reforms that President Bola Tinubu has introduced? Have the local government become better off? Based on the fact that right now allocations go to the local government funds, 774 local governments directly. Have they become better? Are they doing great? Are people at the grassroots right now speaking well on enjoying the dividends of democracy, if you like to use that word? Let's do a critical analysis on all of this.
For the sake of our audience, let me ask you a question. Has any local government received its direct allocation since this Supreme Court announcement?
It is assumed, because
that is why I'm of the opinion that life is process. If you want something done in the way it should be done, you must follow the due process. My own opinion over this matter is that for us to have the established law, the constitutional provision of how local government administration should run, we need to go back to the same constitution. Take away the clause that mandated the federal government to pay the local government fund into the joint account. Once that one is removed, the same constitution, the same 99 constitution, let me look at this. Section 197 provides for the establishment of state independent electoral commission to conduct election into the local government. The same constitution that says let there be joint account, the same constitution is saying the same state has the same power to conduct election into the local government. So, how do you now want local government to survive? It's a simple thing. If you want the local government to really perform this function of generate revenue, make expenditure, make bylaws, we have councillors. The councillors are the legislative arms of the local government that sit down and look at the best law that can better the life of the people within their locality. A state governor and the House of Assembly of different people from different components will not sit down and be making law for people at the grassroots, because many of them don't even know other villages under their constituency. But it is very difficult for a local government chairman not to know the nooks and the crannies of that is local government. You are now saying those councillors coming from ward that understand how many polling units, under his ward, will not sit at the local government as a legislator, will not be able to make law for his people. Why is expecting law from the House of Assembly? All these powers has been there. The people that drafted the constitution, that feel that local government should be in existence, they thought out very well. All these laws are there for the local government to operate with, so they can perform that transformation agenda. They can have as a real transformation agenda rather. They can transform the life of their people because they understand their people in language, in culture, in tradition, in everything. They still have the power to do a very strong socio-economy arrangement and policies, as the case may be, because they have a group of people called councillors. Now, if you now want this, if you now want this to go off the way it is planned, all these clauses I've mentioned in the Nigerian constitution has to be removed. Once they are removed, there won't be issue of joint account again. There won't be any issue of one section 197 of the 99 constitution giving power to the state governor to establish state independent electoral commission to organize election for the state. Nigerian local government were even doing better under the military administration.
Well, Shola, as it stands right now,
yeah,
the deed has been done. The Supreme Court has come out
to say what? To say what?
The Supreme Court has given an interpretation to what that section is.
You cannot
using the literary approach.
The Supreme Court has not done.
Shola,
do you know I'm making
I
this
don't want
issue?
to question the Supreme Court.
Do you know? No.
But then
we are not saying that he has not given judgment.
What we're saying is this. What we're saying is, as it stands right now,
yeah,
the Supreme Court has given its judgment. Mm-hmm. It is believed that implementation ought to have started. The joint account for the local government, right now, they ought to be receiving their monies at the local government level, based on the new arrangement on ground, based on the pronouncements of the Supreme Court. It is believed, everybody now know, that this has already been enshrined in the Constitution. But what we are asking right now, how are people at the grassroots, are they faring? Do you think at this point that they are faring, that they are enjoying, or they are beginning to enjoy the dividends of democracy based on those pronouncements of the Supreme Court?
A book said that my people perish because they lack knowledge. I am telling you, the Supreme Court judgment is political.
So it has no
basis, that's no bearing with the provision of the Constitution that empowers the state and the local government to run a joint account. It has not abolished the power given to the State House of Assembly to make laws and how that money will be shared. It has not removed the powers under the section 197 of the 99 Constitution that give the power to the state to organize, conduct election into the local governments. Look, if you want something to be done properly, you want to be vindicated that really you are for the people, you must follow the due process. Are you not telling me that the Supreme Court will now assume the role of the National Assembly in this matter? It's not a law-making body. It's the third arm of government, which is judiciary. The people that are saddled with the responsibility to make law are the people at the National Assembly, which is the legislatures.
But the judiciary can interpret that law.
Okay.
That's the
how do you want to interpret the law?
Perhaps that's the interpretation of the Supreme Court.
Let me go by your.
I cited.
Let me go by your language.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's agree today. The money from the federation account is paid directly to the local government purse, and we're still having this idea that under the 97 of 99 Constitution empowered the state to organize election into the local government. The money will now be paid directly to the stooge, to the Hallelujah singer boys of the politicians.
I don't know where you get the Hallelujah singer boys from.
of the politicians, okay, of the governors that are positioned because they have the power to make them the chairman of the various local governments, are there waiting for the money. There was at a point in time in this country, the NFIU, an arm of EFCC, push that they must have a representative domicile in each local government to see how the money has been spent.
That's correct.
But the state governor quashed that move. Why? Because the law allow the spending of the local government to be monitored and scrutinized. There are a lot of issues involved in this autonomy we are talking about.
So Shola,
now
invariably, I'm
not going to be one of the two.
Shola, invariably you're saying because the issues around autonomy has not been fully, it has not been fully discussed, and the clauses have not been removed. So as it stands right now, the local governments should, to a certain height or degree, not enjoy the dividends of democracy.
They cannot, because look, it baffles me when people are behaving as if they are the alpha and omega of Nigerian politics. When they are painting a picture of what they are not to the Nigerian people. I am one of the people in this country that will never applaud this government over this Supreme Court judgment. If you can recall, before the 99 election that brought in this Fourth Republic, under Abubakar Abdul Salam, he organized election by the federal, by the National Electoral Body. As at that time in Lagos, we have UNCP, we have DPN, we have GDM, we have so many different political parties in Nigeria. Do you know in Mushin local government, for example, DPN emerged as the chairman of the Mushin local government.
Yeah.
But we have different political parties that share the councillorship of the wards. Like Ilupeju was C1. The candidate that emerged as a councillor in that place is from UNCP. That is how it should be. But today, after that 99, in 2001, 2002, the same president of today, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was the first governor in Nigeria that activated this section of 197 of 99 constitution that empowered the states to create and establish state independent electoral commission. He was the first person that conducted the local government by the state before all that states started buy into it. That is where we are today. It is the case of winner takes it all. Since that 99, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, is the one that started it. Forgetting that was not the structure he met. The structure he met was the national INEC conducted the local government election that gave back to before their own election.
Well,
so, how can you now come back today and try to want to correct the wrong? Knowing fully well, you have to go back to the constitution first. Let the National Assembly amend the clause that gave back to joint accounts. Remove the law that empowered the state to conduct election into local government. If you can do these two things, you will know there is no reason whatsoever for even going to Supreme Court in the first place.
Shola, the issues around Supreme Court has been long.
I'm not carried away by that.
You know, the conversations around local governments cannot be overemphasized.
I'm one of Nigerian people that will never applaud that judgment.
We will, because of time constraint, we'll come back to this conversation.
It is just mere waste of time.
We'll come back to this conversation.
It's mere waste of Nigerian taxpayers.
Well, viewers at home, this is how far we can go this morning on Signature Morning here. And at this point in time, I want to say, Shola, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We'll still continue this conversation on local government, because I know that there are a lot of questions that are begging for answers at this point, but this is how far we can run this morning. We'll return back to our Enugu office and studio for more updates on the Signature Morning. Don't forget, I am Godwin Sunday.